Numbers, calculations with whole numbers, order of operations. We always first do brackets, then it will, depending on the situation, be exponents, roots, then division and multiplication. The safest will be to work from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. Let's simplify this expression. Since it's just addition and subtraction, we work from left to right. 20 plus 3 is 23, minus 15 plus 6. 23 minus 15 is then 8 plus 6, and that is equal to 14. You can also look at this expression in a different way. 20 and then you add a positive 3, you add a negative 5, and you add a positive 6. And since this is just addition, the commutative property applies, so you can swap the order. So I'm going to add all the positive numbers first, and that is equal to 29. If you then add a negative number, it's the same as subtracting, and the answer is 14. Be careful here. Don't say 8 plus 3 is 11. Because we have to first calculate the groups, the multiplication. There are 3 groups of 2. We say that there are 3 terms. The 8, the 3 groups of 2 is 1 term, and then the 4 is the 3rd term. In our next step, we bring down the 8 and the 4, and we first work out what is 3 groups of 2, which will be 6. And then we add, and that is 18. Be careful, some learners write their answers like this. So they've got the right idea, they first multiply, but then they write in the next line just the 6 and then they add the 8. Now this is mathematically incorrect if you use equal signs on the left side, because 6 is not equal to 6 plus 8 and 14 is not equal to 18. So the way that you structure your work and you structure the calculations and the order of operations, that is very important. What do we have here? Multiplication, division, and groups of. We first calculate the groups of. There are 3 groups of 4. So in our first step, we'll say 6 times 2 divided by 12. Now it's multiplication and division. So we work from left to right. 12 divided by 12, and a number divided by itself is 1. What about this one? The fraction part is the same as division. We first have to divide. So it is 6 minus 2 plus 2. And this is equal to 4 plus 2, which is 6. Here we've got a fraction, so we first have to calculate the numerator and the denominator separately before we divide. Now if you look at the top or the numerator, there's first division that needs to take place. So let's divide. 8 minus and 7 divided by 1 is 7, and then we subtract 1. In the denominator we can do the brackets first. 12 minus 4 is 8, and then 16 divided by 8. Now in the numerator we can work from left to right. 8 minus 7 is 1, minus 1 is 0. In the denominator we've got 2, and remember 0 divided by anything is 0 and not undefined. It is 0. We've got another fraction, so the numerator and denominator needs to be simplified before we divide. In the numerator, we've got division and multiplication. We work from left to right. 16 divided by 8 is 2 times 5. In the denominator, we've got multiplication and addition and subtraction. We first multiply. So 6 times 2 is 12, so negative 12 plus 12. Now we've got 10 divided by 0. And be careful, if the 0 is in the denominator, the answer is undefined because we cannot divide by 0. What about this one? Here we've got addition, we've got subtraction in brackets, we've got squaring, and we've got multiplication. In our first step, let's do the brackets first. 4 plus 2 and then 4 squared. 2 times 4 squared. So now the question is, shall we first multiply the 2 by 4 or must we first square? We must first square. So it's 4 plus 2 times 16, and that is 4 plus 32. Note that we add and subtract right at the end. So the answer is 36. So let us summarize. Some books use the abbreviation BODMAS or BEDMAS, but you need to understand the logic behind order of operation. Normally it's brackets first, and then depending on the situation of or if there are roots or square roots, and then division and multiplication work from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. Unless the addition and subtraction are taking place within a bracket, then obviously the bracket must be done first. So rather than just remembering BODMAS, try to practice a lot of these examples so that you can get a feel for the order of operations.